What up, and welcome to part 2 of the Talking Skull project. I realize that I probably need to start jumping on this project a little more if I want to get it done by Halloween. But the next step is to mount them up and make the mechanism to make them go rock side by side. So, first thing I need to do is cut a piece of wood to mount, so he can mount on the wall, and I had to decide how big to make it for all the electronics. Okay, so I cut out this piece of wood. I used what I had, and it's 7 inches by 15 inches, so I guesstimate that that'll be plenty for all the electronics and stuff. What's going to happen is, like, grab these flanges. They're 1/4 inch flanges. I have 2 of them. I'm going to put one on each side, and I'm going to put a bolt through them, and then I have 1/4 20-inch threaded rod that I'm going to go through there to support the figure and the pivot point. So I don't have any bolts that's small enough to go through here, which is no big deal. I was willing to drill this out a little bit, but the bolts I have are not long enough to go through this wood and 2 of these, because there's going to be one on each side of the wood. So I'm going to shift my focus right now onto cutting the threaded rod and attaching it to the back of the skull and bones. Okay, so I cut 3 inches off of the saw thread and I drilled it right here. It would have been nice to have it in the center, but with these bones I wanted to miss them, so I just drew it right above, punched a hole there. But it still looks pretty good, because you see I'm holding it here, so that's the point of rotate. So it's just going to rock back and forth like this. So now I'm probably going to take this back off of here and then put together the mechanism and the servo on the board that I cut earlier. Okay, so this is what I got worked out. We have 2 nuts here that acting as a jam nut. Then we have these 2 flaring bearings. Keep on saying, oh man, I might have said flaring in the previous videos, but I meant to say flange mount bearings, little plastic bearings, cheap stuff. Then I have a nut here and a nut here jamming together on this washer, and I stole this from the head project I was doing that I kind of abandoned. But it seems like this mechanism is going to work really well. There is slop still, but once I get the right bolt to bolt this down, that'll go away. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different linkage that I have laying around, but I'm going to mount a servo right here in this wood, and the linkage is just going to go like this. Oh. So the linkage servo is just going to move it like this, and that's more than enough. More than enough movement that I need for this. Okay, so it's been a little while, but I had to get the right screws. So I got 8/32 1.5 to secure the 2 flarings down, and hopefully that'll take all the wiggle out of there. Just so happens, I decided to get 8/32s, but I really need a 6/32, but I can still drill through the plastic material of the flaring. So that's the next step. Okay, so my drill charger took a crap, and I opened it up, and the little transformer in the wall wart was blown up. So I ended up having to go out and get a new drill. The drill I had was a handy down, and it wasn't really that good. I had to charge it for an hour to use it for 5 minutes. But anyway, when I went to Home Depot and got the new drill, I went ahead and bought a 6/32 1.5, which I really overestimated. It could have definitely been 1.25 or inch, but I can cut them down later. But everything is all put together. Oh yeah, 6/32s. I still had to cut the man. I keep on forgetting the name of this part. I think I called it a flange block. But anyway, this bearing, I still had to drill it for 6/32. But it actually turned out pretty good. And off of eBay, I got this thing for $1.80. It's a servo checker. $1.80 to my door. You can't beat that. So we're gonna hook it up and test both servos, see how good it is. Okay, so we'll start off with the head turn. Or I don't even know if I should call this head turn or not. Okay, so that's the range on it right there. And I think that's plenty of range. So we'll have, it'll be centered, then it'll go left and right. And that works great, man. So that whole assembly, nice and smooth, huh? Okay, let me try the mouth. So that's the mouth, nice and smooth as well. No bindage, anything. So this is going to end part 2. So far so good. This project is moving right along. So, alright you mateys, make sure you check out part 3. Yeah, I have a bad pirate voice. But yeah, so